Yeah. Guess what? Back for the last time, at least on tierlist.com, because God forbid I make a video after my really depressing mod list video, and then I get all of a sudden 130 freaking views, which is really high for this channel. Unless I get a random like 1,000, 2,000 random video for no reason. I don't understand that. People really love tier lists. So I guess we're going to do one more, because it's really great. Shit. So we're gonna start off and do a random Fallout characters, just to see, if I strike gold twice, or the YouTube algorithm blessed me with you guys. Because holy hell, what the fuck? Who is? I don't have that many subscribers. I got like 24. I know like two or three of my friends watch these. So unless you guys are like refreshing the page every time, which I really appreciate, we continue. So Colonel Augustus Autumn of the Fallout 3 Enclave. I really like his voice. I can say that. Nice outfit, trench coats, very stylish. He will kill you if you give the right codes, which is very funny. You can let him live. He doesn't show back up that I can recall. He is man, these ads. He's basically just there. Also, how the hell does he live in Project Purity? Because when you play Fallout 3, and you see him the first time, because by the way, there's no hint towards him whatsoever. He just shows up, kills like a scientist that works with your dad, and your dad like kills himself with radiation, and Colonel Autumn dies. But like you see that he injects himself something in his leg, which through the trench coat and like the layers that you can see underneath like his like little trench coat, I don't know how he managed to get to his leg. But apparently it makes sure that he lives, and then he shows up later and tortures you, and then you face him. It's dumb. You barely interact with him. You barely know anything about him. He does fight against the AI president. He actually wants to use the Project Purity for good reason. So I don't know why he's the villain. He could have just worked with you. Because of that, it's really poor writing. It's C. He's not D. Probably because of aesthetics. He's gonna be C. It's gonna be probably the standard, I guess we're gonna go off of. I think this is Jericho. No, yeah, it's Jericho from Fallout 3 Megaton. He is one of the companions you can have. He used to be an ex-raider. That's kinda it. He really doesn't care if you blow up his home. He sticks to be your companion. You have to be evil, even though he's an ex-raider. So it's like, if you're still evil, why are you living in Mettaton? Are you just really bad at being a raider? I rarely ever use them. It's gonna be like C. Oh, this fucking fuckity fuck, because he curses a lot. This British ghoul, man, gives you a lot of perks in the Point Lookout. He's one of the main characters of the Point Lookout DLC. And he is basically James Bond in Fallout, who will go find the main villain of his James Bond movie, and has a lot of dogs, lives in a mansion. Oh my god, when we get to anytime it's like a Fallout 3 character, my brain has to churn. That's the one I've played the least because it's hard to play on PC until recently. I will put him in B because he can provide mechanical value to the player. He talks differently, acts differently, has an interesting backstory, but that's probably because he is from a DLC, so the DLC characters they kind of try harder on. Yikes, this chair. It's falling apart. You're going to hear me fall off this chair. I don't know. There's not much to say. He's better. I guess that's why he's in B. For the Bethesda fellow companions, although there isn't much there. Next, I think this is Hans Zimmerman. He is part of the Replicant Man quest, which is one of the few things I remember about Fallout 3, because I really love the plasma rifle that they give you, and how there's a lot of bits and pieces to this quest in the world that you could actually just naturally find, which I really love. I think it's a very interesting quest. This guy is the first ever motherfucker we ever see about the Institute. And he gives you, I think he gives you like a perk if you turn in the captain of the Rivet City Guard, and he's like a Courser Sith 2 companion next to him too. It's really interesting. Talking to him and learning about the Institute in Boston gave me a much different perception of what that area was supposed to be for Fallout 4. I thought it was a lot more advanced, a lot more civilization. No, and it's really funny because when you play Fallout 4 and you think about this guy, you're like, man, he was really open about everything. He really put a target on his back with the whole railroad. Like, this guy was just out in the open. Like, what was he doing? Like, what was... Dude, just get a Corsair. But I feel like it's unfair to grade this character. I mean, he isn't even in Fallout 4. So it's just, like, going back in retrospect. So, I'm gonna put him, like, in between these two guys. He's there. Fox. Fox, my beloved, my immortal super mutant companion that will, if you don't have Broken Steel DLC, will let you die at the end. But he's immortal. He shows up right at the end of the game, though. At least main story-wise. So I'm only gonna put him in A. I'm really sorry. Only put him there. Sorry. I mean, he's very interesting. He's one of the few super mutants that you can actually talk to and have a conversation with in the game, which a lot of the super mutants don't. It's kind of similar as to like how it was in like Fallout 1, where like most of them you don't talk to. The ones you do usually try to kill you, but this one, he was very friendly. He helps you. Fucking ads. He becomes a really cool companion. He tries to save your life. He's a great, upstanding guy, and he's probably the best companion in the game because of that. Even if he wasn't immortal, he has one of the best weapons in the game, the Gatling laser. Alright, next is Moria Brown, S tier. I don't care. She has a lot of fun dialogue. It's a lot of interaction, and her quest line's pretty fun. There's just a lot of effort put into her, and she has a unique voice, personality, and even though it's not related to the main story, you get the vault suit armor set from her. You get a lot of cool perks or items. I don't know. And she's a shop owner. I don't know. I feel like for the Fallout 3 characters, she was probably the more interesting and more... What's the word? Interesting? Detailed? Who knows? Next, what is this guy's name? No, not John Abernathy. It's the guy, I think... It's like on the overpass town, where it like relates to the vampires. I don't remember... D. Motherfucking McCready. You son of a bitch. I'm gonna put you in B tier. I hate your little fucking town, but it's a little funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of funny. This girl can go to D tier. The Mothership Zeta girl. Mothership Zeta. I don't hate the DLC. I really don't. It's just that it doesn't really fit. It's weird. They tried to be fun with it, but it was very... She's like a little girl companion that crawls around vents, and she's like, don't kill the engineers, and because of that you get like bad karma if you kill these aliens that abduct and enslave people and throw you in cryogenic stasis. She is really annoying. I really don't remember much about her. Because of that, I'm not gonna care. This girl gives you the quest, go find her brother for the vampire stuff. So she's gonna be at the bottom of the sea. She's just a quest giver, doesn't give you much. She's not that interesting. Ironically enough, I actually really like these two characters. Bethesda Fallout is very hammy. It's not gonna have most of the time, it doesn't have new ones. When it does, sometimes it's good, sometimes it doesn't hit the mark. These guys are just goofy, and I kind of love them for it. Like, the antagonizer somehow just gets... She's one of the few psychers, I think, in the Fallout franchise. Like, I'm pretty sure she's a psyker who controls ants, and it's really stupid. And then the Mechanist, which is different from the Mechanist from Fallout 4, he's like, oh, she's trying to be some weird supervillain. I'm gonna fight against her. I'm just a mechanic in a town that, like, can repair robots. I'm just gonna, like, play into it. Like, that fucking helps, dude. Like, just shoot her. But they're just doing this stupid bullshit, and if you side with them, you get, like, a special, like, weapon, and I think a perk, maybe? And their bases are really interesting. And she has, like, a little bit of a backstory, too, because you can find, like, logs of her, like, in the comic books, building over a DC, I think. Really funny character. Oh, this fucking guy. I gotta give him to the bottom of the B. I gotta give, because he's from the Far Harbor DLC for Fallout 4. That one was actually kind of an interesting DLC. It was what I said earlier, like they have nuance sometimes. Sometimes it hits it, sometimes it doesn't, and it makes it worse. This guy is part of the Far Harbor type of town. And there's a lot of layers to them, but how most people are going to remember him is he's kind of a dick, doesn't like you, and if, spoiler alert, reveal Dima, and Dima like goes and like reveals himself to like the town for what he did, this guy's gonna be the first that's like, let's just kill all the Siths. He just has like a big sway because everyone's like, yeah, fuck the Siths, even though these Siths aren't the ones that's replacing them or doing anything bad except for Dima, the sole guy. The other Siths don't know about it, just Dima, and he's just like, yeah, fuck it. He's an instigator. He's literally just the instigator. Just the biggest fucking instigator. I don't know. He's an asshole, but he's an asshole that kind of has a point, but he just takes it too far. I don't know. I kind of get what he's coming from. Next, this is another lady from Fahab. I'll put her on top of C. She gives you quests to help out the town, and you can also get a settlement from her, from one of her quests. I don't know. She's just like the other girl at the end, where it's just like she's just there. But I feel like she's just a little bit better with her. Okay, maybe a little bit below Colonel Autumn. Codsworth. Top of C. He's a fine companion. C for Codsworth. He even says my real life name, which I really appreciate. It's just that it's weird where when you meet him in the game, he's just kind of like the typical Fallout robot. He's like, oh, I'm aloof. I don't know what's going on. Ha 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 ha. Goofy. But then you get him as a companion, and he's just like, hey, man, I really miss... Like, he gives you heart to heart. He's like, I really miss the family. I really miss the things that we had. I really appreciate you, like, joining with me. And it's like, whoa, what the hell? You like, did a 180, and the game doesn't, like, take account that he's just been doing a 180. This is about characters, I guess, not gameplay. Well, if you talk about perks or gameplay, I'll put him on top of I'll put him on top of B, only because of the Automaton DLC where you can have it be customizable. I'll give you that. It's customizable. Who the fuck are these? I feel like I should recognize this lady, but I don't. It's either this chick or this chick from the Broad Ironside quest, where they want to scavenge the robots in that ship. I'm going to guess it's this one. Also indeed. Curie. Interesting character for Fallout 4 standards because she is two different characters. Robotic in human form. And when she's in human form, she becomes romanceable, which is really funny. She's a part, but the thing is, in order to get her, you have to do a whole quest line for Vault 87. 84? 87, I think. I don't remember the Vault numbers. Where you can have her help save a kid, or just say, fuck it, and just have her with you, because you don't want to take, like, what, the minus 10 health perma debuff. Asshole. She's there. She has a French accent. She has a very interesting, I guess, perspective of just want to... She's like the Institute, where she's like, I want to experience life and like experience, but like in a fun, haha, quirky way, not like evil. And it's just like when she becomes like a human, she has to deal with her emotions. Although it's not really explored that well. Just for the sake of y'all, I'll put her in B tier, because I feel like if I don't put your waifu in B tier, I'm probably gonna get lynched. Jesus, who the hell is this? That looks like... No. That's the... This is the Memory Den. I don't know who this is, though. This is the... It does say random Fallout character, too. I don't know who this is. I feel like I should. Let me know in the comments if I should know who this is, because this doesn't look like the lady who runs the place, or the doctor lady, so I don't think so. Deacon! Deacon. I can't believe this. I'm putting a Fallout 4 character in S tier. I actually really like Deacon as a companion. And I remember there was like an interview that I watched where a bunch of Fallout YouTubers interviewed Deacon's voice actor, and he said he thought it was really funny that everyone who says that his like Deacon's their favorite character, they also killed him on the first playthrough because everyone decided against the railroad. And he said himself, like, you're not a real Deacon fan unless you've killed me. And Deacon's just, he has a lot of fun stories. He's actually multi-layered because he just lies to you a lot. He like tricks you as a player. And you can't really know like if he is even telling you the truth even at the end of his player quest line. He is connected to the Railroad, which is my least favorite faction, I think, of the entire one of at least one of the ones in the entire Fallout franchise. There is the Hubologists of Fallout 2. Ugh. But despite being connected to the Railroad, I feel like he's a very interesting character. He changes up his outfits without you asking. You could find him even before you join the Railroad because he's just in the background. I feel like it's very fun. He's actually very integrated into the world. Fun personality, cool gameplay mechanics. One of the best perks I think you can get for a companion in the game if you're a stealth build. And very integrated into his faction quest line, which I don't know if Dan's is here, but I would also probably put Dan's in this tier as well. One of the few Fallout 4 companions that I actually really like. Desdemona. Yikes. I know I just shat on the road. I gotta give you guys something. She is not that great. She's like mid-C. She is the leader of one of the 4 factions. And the thing is, with the leader of the factions of Fallout 4, all of them are bland. I think the best one's probably the Brotherhood of Steel Elder. But even then, he's just bland, angry guy. She's just bland like, guys, we gotta save the synths. They're basically slaves. But also, are we going to do anything for the rest of Boston? No. We're just here to help synths. But then, I don't want to get into the whole debacle of how I feel about synths in Fallout 4, and they blow up the Institute. But then when you blow up the Institute, synths no longer can be reproduced. Because we don't know if they can make kids or not. So you can't make synths. So then, like, do they dissolve as a faction? What do you do? What's your end goal besides saving synths? And they're strong enough to face against the Brotherhood of Steel. They got like the ballistic weave armor. They got like a lot of weaponry. Like, what's the end goal? Like, I feel like if the Brotherhood of Steel and the Minutemen were an option, I feel like this hypothetical Fallout 4, the Institute's less secretive and more controlling, and the Railroad are like the rebels of Star Wars. Like, you could be like Cassian Andor, while fucking like Hans Zimmer and the Institute are like the Empire. That's what I always felt like when talking to this guy in Fallout 3, what the Railroad and Institute were going to be like. Like, she should have been like the Princess Leia or something like that. Or the Mon Mothma, because they're both ginger. But no, she's just bland. She's the bland leader. Speaking of leaders, but not bland, Dima. I'm actually only going to put him at top of A, not S. Because it's really easy to convince them. They'll be like, oh, let's just replace more faction leaders. Which was the very first ending I did for Far Harbor, where I was just like, let's just replace the leaders of the other factions and just call it a day. Which is really funny of me to do. I think it wasn't because I was tired of the playthrough. I just genuinely was just like, yeah, let's sunk cost fallacy. Let's just make sure no one dies, you know? But the only reason why he's not S tier is because it really depends if you have Nick Valentine with you. If Nick Valentine's not with you, I feel like he's still an interesting character, but he's not there enough. Really, the only thing I don't like about it is that he tries to interject with the narrative of like, maybe you're a synth. And I feel like that's just a meta lazy narrative writing for Bethesda to do, because that wasn't anything that was hinted towards in the base game, which I would be more than happy to have that be a canon thing. Because I think that to be really interesting, and it also makes sense for a role-playing perspective, because it's like, hey, I have the memories of being a soldier or a lawyer. Why do my stats not align with that? Because you're a synth. You were pre-made. Just, they booted up the memories into you. But it kind of sours my taste for the character. But he is one of the more interesting characters of Fallout 4 and the DLCs, due to him also being like Nick Valentine, where he's a prototype synth. But he went through a very different path, and I actually really like him and his synth group in the game, because I really hate the synths, but they're very chill. He's very spiritual, actually, and it's a scientific spiritual leader. Heavy in the sci-fi. I really like him. I don't know. I haven't played these games recently. I haven't played Fallout in a while. That's why there hasn't been like any videos, and also I've just been busy with life. Graduated college, but not much else. Oh, this the Doctor in the Railroad. I'll put him below Desdemona. Doesn't he do the thing, the same? Because I know you motherfuckers are playing the Oblivion remaster. Doesn't he do the same thing as the Khajiit in the Dark Brotherhood, where like once you get to the point where you could kill this faction, they're both like, "Hey, I kind of like you," to make you feel bad. Nah, fuck him. I hate him. No, like he goes suck a bag of dicks. I hate mean characters for the sake of being mean. He has no reason to be mean to you. You can do everything perfect. He's still an asshole. I don't know. Like I'd like mean characters, but I don't like his type of mean characters where they're mean for the sake of being mean. Because he's not antagonistic. He's just mean. It's weird. I can't even talk much about his character. Yeah, doesn't he have like an accent? I don't know. I always feel weird about the Fallout franchise ever since the first game with that Irish guy. Because like I can't deny that the accent might have lived on. It's just a little jarring to hear sometimes. Because either it's the Fallout New Vegas mod thing of a British guy like, "Oh, I just traveled here, mate," to like, "Damn, you guys managed to live out with this accent?" It's like finding to do with like a at least for Curie, she was programmed to have a French accent. That is in her programming. Codsworth in his programming. This guy, literally a pre-war ghoul. Don't know how Carrington, I think that's his name, has his accent. Ooh, I feel like I should know who this is. Oh, that's the lady who fucking cheats. Oh, I don't like cheaters. I don't also like this guy. I don't like this guy either. You get a lot of money for their drug quests. I don't like either of them. They're both dicks. I don't like them. The funny thing is, I didn't know this quest existed for years. And I had Fallout 4 ever since it came out. Turns out I just never went up. Gamers don't look up in Diamond City. I just never went into the bar. Jack Cabot. Probably the quintessential C tier. A lot of potential. Really weird sci-fi stuff. Like they lived for like since the 1800s or 1700s because of their father. But then there's just not much to them. There's a Fallout New Vegas mod that explores them, and I feel like that mod explores the character concept a lot better than Fallout 4 itself. It's really funny. Oh, he's just a scientist guy that keeps his father in check, puts him in the middle of like a hospital institution to keep him lock and key, and they use his blood to live forever, and he's like living forever, and he's a scientist. What does he do though? Not much else. He just is there. He doesn't do anything. John Hancock. Bottom of B. It's really hard to get a companion character to go below B, because the point of the companions in the games is that they're supposed to be more interesting unless you play Fallout 1, I guess. He is the brother of Mayor McDonough of Diamond City, who's a druggie, who takes a drug that turns him into a ghoul. I don't know how that happened. I guess a lot of radiation. And now he's the mayor of Goodneighbor, which is an anarchist society, but they listen to him. And he dresses up as John Hancock. Because why the fuck not? This guy, if he is Mayor McDonough, his brother, Mayor McDonough looks like he's like 50 or 60. That means he probably became a ghoul when he was like, what, 40 or 50? I hope you like your oldies, ladies. Or guys. Everyone in Fallout 4 is bisexual. They're player sexual. I hate that. I know it's Pride Month. I'm not saying I hate bisexuals. I just hate when a game does that, where like every character is somehow bisexual, even though statistically, I don't know, that's like crazy. I don't know. I grew up playing games where like some characters had certain preferences. Like, oh, like I only romance females. Oh, I only romance males. Like that's what the character is. They're like canonically gay, straight, or bi. But when a game just says like they're all bi, I feel like that just takes away some nuance in the character. That takes away the character's agency. It's, oh, little player, I'm bowing down to your whims. So, happy Pride Month, everybody. John Hancock. I feel like they could have done more with him.
especially since he's a leader of a town and you get to have him as a companion. After you get him as a companion, he actually becomes kind of lame. He doesn't do much. And the way to get his character is that you go through like a long quest chain of a heist to go steal from Diamond City, but it turns out to be a good neighbor. And after you steal from him, he's like, I can be your companion because I realize I'm not that great as a leader. That's cool, I guess, bro. A little weird. Oh, let's just get some. These guys are assholes or useless. They don't have much characters going on for them. Don't care. Didn't ask. Plus Fallout 4. John Cabot, I'll put him right next to his son. Nah, below Colonel Autumn. Dude is also another psyker with a weird helmet. Turns out if you side with him, he's actually really chill. And he can canonically make the Soul Survivor immortal as well, because he's willingly going to give you his blood. And it's a very powerful item. It heals you to max. It gets rid of all your reds, like 99999. Is that what Colonel Autumn used to survive Project Purity? He went to like the Abbott house. It's like, I need you to give me some of your mysterious serum. There's some bullshit. It's the same thing as I said about John Cabot, or whatever the fuck the guy's name is. It's the same that I said about his son. Only he gets to discover like some weird ancient alien site in the Middle East or something like that. Or was it in like the western regions of America? Someplace with a desert. And he gets this like weird little hat that makes him become a psyker and everything like that. And he's one of the few supernatural beings of Fallout. And I feel like ever since Fallout 1 with the Master, they just haven't explored that. It's just been a side gag. Or just like a little Easter egg. I feel like it would be very interesting to explore that more. And that's what Fallout 4 is. I wish they explored it more. Although he is very interesting, and I actually really like that he's really chill with the player character if you side with him. Really chill character. Really, the evil option, quote unquote, is actually really chill. This is the little girl from the Nuka World DLC, right? The ghost girl? Don't like her. Not anything like bad about the character. I just hate ghost girls. They creep me out. This chick, oh yeah, you can have like sex with her. I think she's also a synth canonically. Whoa. She's just a singer for one of the diners, bar areas, and Good Neighbor. Seductive, sexy, unique voice. Not much else. Oh my god, I'm getting to that point of the tier list where I'm like, I don't care. Like, if I don't feel anything about you, you're going to D. You? Oh, fuck. I guess I'm gonna put you with the fucking other faction leaders. Yeah. It's 2:42 a.m. and I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? She's one of the leaders of the Raider factions over in the Nuka World DLC. The more mercenary type faction. Which I could always respect. Money's money. You know, like the ABBA song. You know, like money, money, money. Da-da-da, in enrichment. No? Okay. I barely played Nuka World. It's been years. I'm never going to do it unless, I don't know, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4 mod fully gets released, which I doubt it will. At least in my lifetime. They're just bland, like everyone else. For faction leaders, at least. Mama Murphy, yeah, I guess top C. Give her drugs. She could also see in the future another psyker. A lot of supernatural characters, if I think about it now in Fallout 4. Where it could help you in the game, bypass some stuff, mostly just the Courser fight. Which I don't know why you want to skip, because that's actually one of the more interesting boss fights of the game, I say with quotations. Again, just more challenging. She's there for the first mission, if you even go with the Preston Garvey route, and you can just never talk to her again. You can just completely bypass and miss her too. So, is she really that cool? Is she really that important? No, not really. She's just like the prophet that you would see in classic fantasy stories, where it's like, kid, I see you. You're the chosen one. Kind of deal. Although she's a druggie, so that's why she's the top of C, so it's funny. Wait. Oh, shit. I confused you. I just saw that they had like a similar like haircut and realized that they're like, God, no, they're both Asian too. I realized, fuck, I'm just racist. No, no. Guys, I swear, everyone in Fallout 4 looks the same. I just saw the same haircut, and I haven't played the game in ages. This is the daughter that goes to Far Harbor. She actually gets put, like, bottom of sea. She's not shit. She's not a shit or nothing character. But the reason why she's at bottom C is because she thinks she's a fucking synth. Why? Because she just feels different. And then it turns out she's not a synth. I killed her. I checked. She's not a synth. She's the main point why you go to Far Harbor, and then you never interact with her again. She's the main point. And then you are supposed to just forget about her. It's stupid. It's weird. But yeah, I did fucking kill her ass. Like, girl, you're not a robot. You just got the tism. Don't know what to tell you. I shrugged physically in real life, like you guys can see it. Oh, the furry. Well, he's going to go above the faction leaders then. Because of that. Because it's really funny that a grown-ass man is a furry. He also gives you one of the best weapons in the game. Which is an AK, where the more damage you do, it increases the damage over time if it's like an automatic weapon. And it's an AK, so of course it can be automatic. And it's just a bunch of raiders with a rainbow paint just going, woo! Happy Pride Month. Mary McDonough, he's a synth bastard. He's going in D. The Mechanist. Completely different character. Has a whole DLC based off of her. Spoilers. The character itself, I don't get them. I don't get the motivation. The motivation's really shit. I don't get it. You're helping the wasteland by creating fucking murderous robots? You know, like, everyone's like, the good ending is that you convince her, and like, she's a good guy now. No! She may not know what she's doing, but at that point she's maliciously stupid. She doesn't know what she's doing, but she's a danger to society. Kill her! No! Get rid of her! She just, guys, I think she just got caught. She's acting stupid because she got caught. Now, I see that there's the sole survivors here, but this is Nate, the character. So Nate's in Nora. Wow, they didn't even get, like, Nora into the baby. I'm your loving spouse. Aren't we just happy? Yippee! And then they die. They're gone. You get a wedding ring from them and it gives you, like, what, +1 charisma or luck or something? Yep, they're dead. They're there. You're canonically married, which your character struggles with for Fallout 4 whenever the game likes to bring it up. But then this is the first Fallout game where you can actively romance. Not just marry or anything or flirt or have sex. Actively romance characters. So this is also the character where even though their spouse dies, they get over it fucking quick. And I feel like it's really selfish if you romance characters then in Fallout 4 because your spouse just died, you son of a bitch. I don't know, there's nothing to say about them. Nick Valentine. Yeah, another S tier character. He's like the only synth that I like in Fallout 4. He's cool, he's interesting. He's voiced by the Riverwood Trader, Mercer Frey, the Thief from Thief. I forget his name. It's really late. I barely play the Thief games. I really should. It's really fun. I like those types of games. Or Corvo from Dishonored 2 specifically. I had to think of another voice. I mean, what else is there to say? He's a really cool detective. He is a very interesting backstory with a different type of synth that he is. And he knows that he's not the guy, but he still wants to explore that guy's his past to give himself some closure. He has a lot of funny quips. He's a very pleasurable character to be around, and he gets you to think because he has a lot of remarks about the decisions that you make in the game. The same as this one, she's crazy. Everyone wants to fuck her for some reason. The crazy psycho chick, really? Guys, is this who you want to fuck? I see you, fucker. I see your search history. Why her? Longfellow. He's Boone. But, like, old. Not as angry. Another sniper character whose wife died. Get in line, brother. There's like 2 other companions that have the same backstory as you. This one... No, she's not better than the furry. She doesn't go woo. She's a synth. This is who Dima killed by accident and replaced. I don't even know why. She is the leader, Captain Avery, of the Far Harbor City. You meet her at the beginning, don't talk to her ever again, realize Dima replaced her in that really shitty fucking settlement building minigame in the computer, and you can either tell her, don't tell her. I also know that, where's the angry asshole guy? Where did I put him? Where'd he go? With like the beanie, where'd he go? I put him in B. Why did I? No, okay, you're getting booed, buddy. Why is he in B? If I'm like, there's no way I put him higher than C, then he should just be in C. Yeah, if you like say, guys, let's go kill the synth, he immediately kills Captain Avery because she's a synth, which is really funny. She also has just nothing going on with her. Barely interactable. Easily missable. Gets replaced by Dima. She gets fridged, basically. Who the hell is this guy? Oh, correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm using the quote here, so I better not hear any of you motherfuckers get mad at me for using this word. I have to say it, because I know if I try to abbreviate it, people are going to get the wrong idea. This is the guy that tries to scam you by using coupons. And if you buy it from him, he says, and I quote, calls you a retard. Which is kind of jarring, not because of like, oh man, even at the time that this came out, it was strange that he said that. It's because he's the only character in the game that uses that type of language. It'd be like if you're watching Lord of the Rings, and then all of a sudden, like, when, like, Aragorn, like, cracks his toe kicking that Uruk helmet, he just yells, like, God fucking damn it, just says, fuck! Like he's in Hazbin Hotel. That's just weird. That just feels weird. He made me laugh, though, just because of, like, how absurd that was to me. So he's in C. Piper, Longfellow's in C. See, she's a reporter. She's the reason why it takes forever for you to get into Diamond C unless you shoot her. Why is there a reporter for a Fallout game that's worse off than freaking Fallout 2 or 1? No, Fallout 2 is really well off. Like, almost as bad as Fallout 1. Why is there a reporter? Who's reading the newspapers? She's just the basic... She's the Shadowheart of Fallout 4. If you romanced her, you're basic. Because guess what? That's the only reason why you kept her around. She's basic. You're basic. I'm actually going to put Porter Gage above her. Because at least he's an evil companion that has somewhat of a backstory, even if he's basic. But guess what? You can't romance him. But Piper, you're basic. Guess what? Another basic character. Preston Garvey. I know the funny meme. Guess what? He is basic as well. He's so basic. Like, he's there to give you quests, and he's like, I'm really depressed about what happened. But my monotone doesn't really change. I give you one of the best perks of the game, though. Which is why I'm in the top of D tier. But I can't even call him all that much of a goody two-shoes because he barely reacts. Acting's monotone. He just has a cool outfit. He helps you start with the Minuteman quest. That's it. What else is there to say about Preston Gravy? He's really irrelevant. That's it. MacCready! I'll put him next to Hancock. I guess I gotta put him higher than his kid counterpart. He's Boone again, but he's a lot more chipper. He's a more Merc kind of feel. Don't know why he left his son, though. They just needed to get him in Fallout 4 for some reason. Really weird romance, though. Because, like, you meet the kid version of him, and now you're like, yeah, but it's Matthew Mercer voicing him. But then, like, they try to make him, I say like a lot in this vid, they try to make him like, oh, guys, he's like a hardened mercenary. Isn't this motherfucker, like, 21? No. Fallout 4 takes place, like, what, 10 years after Fallout 3? And this guy, he's like 20. Is he even the drinking age? How young? Fallout 4 MacCready. Oh my god. McCready age. How old is McCready in Fallout 4? 22. I'm older than McCready in Fallout 4. He's barely above the legal drinking age. That's it. You're going below the kid version just because you're older than me. This chick. Scribe Halson? Dan's this girl. That makes it sound weird like they're dating. You know what I mean. She is a scribe that you meet. She's like the other guy, but nicer. She actually gets to show up later in the quest line for the Brotherhood of Steel. Try to convince you not to kill Dan's. And for a second, I kind of gave a shit what she thought. And then after she left, I completely forgot about her. And I bet you did too. Because she barely shows up and does anything in the entire game. What is this lineup? Brother, what is this lineup? Baby Sean? Synth Kid Sean? And father? Old man Sean? Why is the baby here? I'm gonna put the baby in S+, because it's a baby. How long is this video? It's gonna be like an hour. No one's gonna watch this. I swear to God, if this gets more than like 5 views, I swear to fuck, guys. We need to go faster with this. Sean. There's so much I want to say about Father as a character. I killed him immediately in my first playthrough, and I don't care for him. Neither for Kid Sean. I always leave him behind. I don't care about the synth dilemma. It's not the same. Do we even know that synth kids can grow up? I don't believe so. So he's going to be a kid for the rest of his life in a wasteland. It's better than just let him die. Father is a horrible antagonist and a horrible faction leader because the Institute makes no sense. Oh my god, it's the Nuka Quantum lady. Oh, fuck. Put her below Preston Gravy. I didn't even do her quest. I did not care to do her quest. I do not care for this chick. She is useless. Lone Wanderer. No, Soul Survivor. That's what they're called. Sorry, it's so interchangeable. They're voiced. They have the most predetermined backstory of any Fallout character. Most of the time, they just determine where you're from. This one's like, no, you're pre-war. You were a soldier or lawyer. You were married and had a kid. That's crazy. And after going through a lot of things in my life, the feel for Fallout 4, this is the worst Fallout main protagonist ever. Barely any role-playing options. Really limiting as a player. Strong. Strongholds, the milk of human kindness. Macbeth reference. I hate everything except for cannibalism, and because of that, I'm below Preston Gravy. The Church of Adam faction leader, where I could just kill him, stuff him in a wall, or convince him to leave. I'll put him at the bottom of C, because his faction is somewhat unique in the game. Not interesting, just unique. You also get a lot of cool gear. I'll let him have it. Oh, yeah, you can do quests for this person to face, like, this red lobster-looking ass Mirelurk Queen. I don't remember anything from her, so we're gonna put her, like... here. Oh, Tinker Gage! I remember this guy! He's eccentric. Isn't he quirky? Isn't he different? I guess you'll go next to... No. You're getting put above the furry. You have it that much, Tinker Gage. You're above the furry. Oh, fucking this guy. He's either awfully here before his quest, or even worse, after. He's not a good talk show host. But then if you kill him, the Water Kid comes in, and that's... it's so bad. I don't care for this guy's quest. Help him get confident. Get in a bar fight. Get the girl. Save him. In a fucking factory. I don't care about this guy. Do I really need a quest where I get to fucking find 3 dogs and lesser self? You're getting the bottom of D. Oh, okay, let's put these guys together. The fucking Russian brothers. Why are the Russian brothers here? They force you to like them. Try to make them likable. Super likable. No. No, fuck you. Vault-Tec rep, I'll put you at, like, this tier, because he's kind of funny. He also kind of looks like Todd Howard to me. I am Vault-Tec! I think he's also voiced by Ben 10's grandpa, which is really funny. You get him back as a ghoul, too, and he becomes, like, one of the best merchants you can get in the game for some reason. I don't know why. Jesus. Guys, I know it seems like I'm hating on Fallout 3, and there's a lot of Fallout 4 characters, I realize. But I assure you, there's really good characters from Fallout 3 and 4. They're just not giving me it. Oh, not the Institute companion. I actually use this guy, too. He is really boring. He just starts to like you, but since it's an Institute playthrough, you're not supposed to like Sense. He's not, like, supposed to be like, I like you, I'm more human. No, he doesn't even get a dance moment where he could betray the Institute or, like, his, like, respective factions, so I guess he's a below Longfellow as a companion. Oh, this is the Adam Cats guy. Bottom C. Gary. Oh, it's dog meat. Guys, do I really have to explain these three for you? You can literally use this as a mini nuke. I know it's a mod, shut up. It's literally Gary and dog meat. How can they not be S plus tier? Oh, is this? No. Tenpenny. It's been a while. This is Tenpenny from Tenpenny's Tower, who literally wants to blow up Megaton because it's in the way. And because of that sheer audacity, top of C tier. Some British old guy. I really like his location, at the very least. And the quest, albeit super binary and really dumb in a role-playing perspective, it's fun. He's also a part of a quest where if you kill him, you can get notes to get the T-51B power armor from the National Guard Armory in Washington, D.C. How do I remember that? I haven't played Fallout 3 since I was 16. Damn. Nice outfit, too, by the way. Mata. Oh, this fucking bitch. I don't like her. She's really annoying. She is well written, though. Better than, like, better written than everyone else in this tier so far. She's your childhood friend, the Overseer's daughter. She has an interesting role in the quest line once you return to the vault with or without her father. Pretty interesting. Not much else to her, though. Oh, this motherfucker's sick. He is disgusting. I want this motherfucker dead. I'll put him on top of B. Really interesting vault antagonist, where he tortures the people by living through simulations for the rest of life. A German evil scientist who disguises himself as a little girl, so when you hear the adult voice from her, it's really jarring. However, the whole Tranquility Lane quest is only really good the first time. Once you know, you know. Really fun first time, though. Haha, Tunnel Snakes, because Tunnel Snakes rule. I'll put you at the top of S, Butch DeLorean. He is a butchy bitch. But Tunnel Snakes rule. More likable than Amada, despite him being a bully. I don't know. I like cowardly NPCs. He's also one of the few characters that will side with you companion-wise if you're neutral karma. It's weird, isn't it? Isn't this your fucking mom in Fallout 3? No. No. I'm not ranking a character who doesn't exist. She doesn't exist. She doesn't exist. You only get to see her in a picture. She doesn't exist. I guess canonically, if you go with the default Lone Wanderer description, your character is half white, half black. That's the only positive diversity, I guess, from the good from this character. She doesn't have a character, so she's going at the bottom of the day. She doesn't have a character. She's just there. At least I think that's your Fallout 3 mom. I'm pretty sure it is, though. This is Gob from Moriarty Saloon, the Irish guy. If you kill Moriarty, this guy also gets to be in charge of the saloon. He's okay. He's a typical Fallout 3 NPC, but one of the better ones. So I'll put him here. Surprisingly, I'll put him at the top. Not much to say. He's a ghoul. You'd be mean. You'd be nice. He's a charismatic guy. Lone Wanderer. Despite me shitting on Fallout 3 sometimes, it is a really good role-playing experience for you, even if the choices can be binary. The Lone Wanderer is a really fun character to play through due to their inexperience in the Wasteland, but the really funny or interesting dialogue checks that you can make with this character. And because of that, I'm going to put him in a solid... I mean, it's the player character. It's interesting you're going to get. As long as you're not Fallout 4. Surprisingly, 76 with the dialogue choices can give you some options. But with this, I'll put it like at a solid A. Ada! Just because you're a customizable companion, you're going right below Codsworth. Your caravan died. That sucks. Let's go kill the Mechanist. That's really it to the character, but... Customizable Assaultron. Oh yeah, I'll put you at the top. Yeah. Below the companions, Arthur Maxon. Surprisingly shows up in Fallout 3 as a kid, so he can canonically die depending on one of your Broken Steel endings. But he becomes a really weird, authoritarian asshole. I don't even think he's 21. I think he's younger than McCready over here, which is really funny, but he gets a scar from Deathclaw, and I can't really discuss much about this character because most of his backstory people can't decide on. Oh, he got that scar from fighting a Deathclaw, but then people are like, that's propaganda. But it's like the game never shows it to you that there might be propaganda to this character. He makes really good speeches. That's why he's kind of the better. And if you end it with the Minutemen, he actually will side with you if you're on good terms. The only reasonable thing that he'll ever do. He also has some really interesting points in the dance side quest. He's the only faction leader that I feel like has somewhat of a character in Fallout 4. Like, I gotta actually understand where this guy's coming from. Do I like him as a character? Not really. I feel like he can be fleshed out more, but it's whatever. Virgil. The only time it is shown, at least with the Institute strain of the super mutant virus, because it's different from the Fallout 3 strain. There's a potential chance with Virgil's fucking cure that super mutants in any FEV related mutation can be reversed. What the fuck? And the Brotherhood, if you side with the Brotherhood, just wants to kill him, even if he's human. That's stupid. He barely has any character. Want to put him at the bottom of the sea for potential, above Adam Cat's guy for potential. What the fuck? You can't just show that can of worms. You know, you can't just open that can of worms up, spill it around, let us seethe in it. I don't want to seethe. How dare you make me seethe? Everyone's favorite Irish drunkard drug addict. And it's not me this time. I actually really like her arc of not becoming a drug addict anymore, and she will actually dislike you doing drugs if you start doing them after her quest line. And because of that, she's going to the top of the Fallout 4 companion tiers that isn't McCready, Hancock, or Nick Valentine. Besides the robots. But it's also in that vault where it kind of breaks the lore about Jets. Also, like, the arena that she's in, unless you have restored content cut mods, it's just another raiding fighting pit. Her boss that she used to work with never really mentions him a lot. She likes you if you lockpick, though, just like Piper. Madison Lee. Putting you next to Hans Zimmer. You're just there. You're kind of an asshole. Just doing your thing. Leaves the Brotherhood. Goes to Fallout 4. Joins the Brotherhood. Or dies in the Institute. It's on her, you know. Sucks to be her. Oh, it's Garrus from Mass Effect. Because of that, Drummer Boy. You're going to Diplomacy because I like Garrus. I literally have nothing to say, though, about Drummer Boy for the Railroad faction whatsoever. This guy can go the deets here. This is the guy you kill in Nick Valentine's quest, who was a mob boss or gang guy from Boston that killed Nick Valentine's cop's memories' wife, who somehow takes an experimental drug like Hancock to become a ghoul and live forever, and lives in a subway tunnel that's easily accessible, that no one has broken into. He managed to live this long without going, 1, feral, and 2, starving and drinking to death. But in Fallout 4, apparently ghouls don't need to eat or drink. But Mr. Carrot Cake, Fallout 2 had a ghoul character that was like that. No one complained. It was a gag. It was a gag quest. It was goofy. Fallout 2 was known for being goofy. Fallout 4 wasn't saying this as a gag. It wasn't a goof quest like the kid in the fridge, even though that one tried to take it seriously. This motherfucker shouldn't exist, and I hate him. There's Glory. Put her next to Drummer Boy. They try to make me like her. I really don't care for her. She does bring up the good point where she is actually one of the few characters that brings up, why don't we save the more robotic looking sense? And no one in the railroad cares, which is why I really don't like the railroad. It's like, she's the only one that gives a shit about the gray skin, robotic looking synths. She's the only one. Everyone else just fucks off. Kills them. She's the only one that cares. That's the only interesting thing I can say about her. Paladin Dan's Buzz Lightyear. Ad Victoriam Knight. I actually really like this guy. I will put him above Dima. It can't be yes, because the only way that you can make his character even more interesting is if you join the Brotherhood of Steel, which then goes into the story path of him actually being a synth and him actually have to be reconciled with that. And the only way you can keep him as a companion is, one, that he becomes enemies with the Brotherhood permanently. You can't have him around in Brotherhood characters if you even still side with the Brotherhood, but also having really high charismatic skills, because he actually was just willing to kill himself. He will kill himself if you don't convince him, because he feels like that is the right thing to do. And that really brings into the picture, too, of the whole synth thing, because if you use him as a companion, which you most likely will if you side with the Brotherhood, and he's also one of the better characters, is like the best character to have as a companion in like hardcore mode, just because of the power armor alone. It's a character that you just get used to as like a person, and then when you realize that it's a synth, what if you're someone that doesn't agree that synths are people, but you're like, oh shit, I've been with this guy for a long time, because he gives you a lot of conversations before this like whole dilemma about who he is, who his backstory is, what he is as a person. So you're like, damn, this is like a whole ass dude. And then you got to decide if you have to kill him or not. However, if he does get to live, and you do get his max affinity, he gives you one of the best perks of the game, where you can do like an extra, 20% extra damage to synths, mutants, and ghouls, which are like almost all the, like half of the enemies in the game. That's a ridiculous perk. That's really good. It's a shame that you only get this when it's like near the end of the Brotherhood questline. But it's a really good questline, and I feel like Dan's is actually one of the better characters of Fallout 4, which also makes sense too, because he's also one of the companions, so he's going to be put at the top of the A. What in the goddamn? I will... I'll put him in A. Bet he's really... Rest in peace, voice actor. Chandler from Friends. Matthew Perry. Really funny. I mean, Benny's a very interesting character because he kind of like starts the game, really great charismatic appearance with killing the character, and he has a really interesting backstory with how he doesn't really agree with House, how he wants to run Vegas because they used to be like a tribal faction, and he kind of wants Vegas to be this like independent nation. He can instill that in you after you kill him, with you going to go side with Yes Man and starting your own faction. And he just has really stupid one-liners. He's also confirmed foot fetishes because he's like, dang, girl, what you do with your feet? Bow wow, kind of dumb-ass things. And I really love all the different paths you can take with Benny, with killing him or even letting him live if you really wanted to. He's one of the few characters for a quest where there's so many different things you can do to him. It makes him interesting by proxy with how many things you can do to him. But I also think he's also a pretty interesting character if you go into his backstory, and if you also read the prequel comic that is about Benny, where it goes into how he works with the cons and how he gets over to you. I don't have anything really specific to say. I mean, he works with the followers doctor to go get into Yes Man, but that doesn't get really explored. Unless you go hack a computer in Mr. House's casino, I guess. I don't know. Oh well. Rest in peace. We love you, Benny. Caesar, oh, I'll put him in freaking top of S. Caesar's an idiot. Only because he canonically has like what, 3 or 4 intelligence. Brain tumor guy. Really interesting character though to hear from his perspective and why he does things. Because as much as the Fallout community hates to admit it, and as much as the fucking Glazers or the fucking Legion supporters, he does have some points. It's just that I really wish that he shares those points with his other leadership in the Legion, because he's having everyone believe in one thing, but he's actually wanting to not fully kill the NCR. From what I understand from his perspective, he actually just wants to show the NCR the folly of their ways by being the adversary, and then he combines Legion and NCR into one newer faction. That's what he wants. He wants to do a symbiosis. But then he's also a really flawed character because he doesn't understand like what it's so late. Hegelian dialectics actually are. Like he just gets shit wrong, but then he still gets the correct answer with like, this is how I want to deal with like the NCR. But the thing is, it's that very much approach of like, how much does the end justify the means? Because he runs a very fucked up faction, really fucked up. They're just basically like raiders with an ideology backing them. But because of that, and what his goals with what he believes is right for the Wasteland, he is actually one of the S tier characters of Fallout. And hearing him go into his speech, and also hearing him just speak differently from his other Legion characters, really also like breeds into possible hypocrisy or just how different he is as a character. I don't know. Caesar is a very interesting man, and you really got to hear what he has to say. I'm not saying that he's in the right and you should side with him, but I feel like the Fallout community discredits him so much because it's easier to point out his flaws because it's a little bit easier to see than it is for like other characters. But trust me, I feel like he's really interesting. Just hear me out, guys. Oh my god, it's easy P. Aw, dude, easy S plus tier. The Think Tank. I actually really like the Think Tank. Probably top of A. These guys are the reason why the Sierra Madre has mists. There's holograms. There's Night Stalkers, Cazadors, the hazmat suits from Dead Money. They're responsible for a lot of things in the Wasteland, and they're really goofy. But the thing is, on the surface level, you're like, oh, they're just goofy little guys. They're comic relief. But you realize they're only goofy because they just kind of went crazy. Like, it's the loony type of fun. And each individual character, like, this is really unfair because the Think Tank is actually multiple characters, so it's actually really hard to put them in a lower tier because there's so many different characters. Each and every one you can talk to has a lot of different insecurities that you can explore and fix, or help cope with, at least. That you can explore, and it's really fun. They're basically almost the entire premise of the whole Old World Blues DLC. So if you don't like these characters, you don't like Old World Blues. But I'm going to put them in top A because they're very interesting. Their backstories are really interesting too, and their personalities are really interesting. How many times can I say interesting in one sentence because I'm so fucking tired? Oh god. I thought I was a ghoul this entire time, but turns out I was just experiencing I was just experiencing male pattern baldness. From Vault 34 runs with the ghouls. It's our boy Chris. I think his name's Chris. I just love that he thinks he's a ghoul because he's like a chain smoker, I guess, and he's bald because he comes from Vault 34 and then like the radiation got really bad there and he had to escape. But it also makes me think about how bad was Fallout 34 because I imagine that it was still running even after the boomers left. But how old is this guy? I don't know. But he has a fun little arc. It'd be good, bad, evil. I can't put him that high on the list. I'll put him... Him and Gob are interchangeable, okay? They're I feel like they're the same guy. You can put him above, you could put him below. Whatever. Kellogg, they should have done a lot more with your character, man. The only antagonist you kind of gave a shit about because he killed your spouse, but then he gets killed like halfway, kind of like how Benny is. But he doesn't have that much of a backstory until you read his memories, which turns out he's from the fucking West Coast. Like, bro, while you were in NCR territory, why? What's the point? That's probably why he's a more interesting character, because he's from the West Coast. The West Coast characters have more interesting backstories going along with them. because of that, he's probably going to be top of C. Boone! Oh, buddy, it's Boone! I actually don't remember Boone's last name. Huh. One for my baby, though. His wife's dead, okay? Caught by slavers of the Legion. He had to kill her to save her life. And he is also a part of the Bitter Springs Massacre. You can go back to Bitter Springs for his quest and see if he can go continue on to the path of depressing anger or try to live on. Yeah. Why is Nick Valentine below Deacon? Let me fix this. Yeah, he's like sandwiched between these two. Yeah, I think that's right. Boone's a very fun character, really powerful gameplay-wise, has an interesting backstory. Technically, he's part of one of the bigger lore things, because Bitter Springs is talked about a lot, too, and like one of the flaws of the NCR as well. This companions are one of the glaring flaws of the NCR. And he knows it, and he hates it. Oh, this is Davidson with his fucking antlers, guy. Why? Why out of all these characters, why is he here? Why is he here? Why are you blue? Oh no. I'm going to close my eyes for C tier. And once I open it, we're letting it stay. Oh, he's above that guy? Okay, sure. Doc Mitchell! Oh, buddy, it's Doc. He actually has a lot of backstory for NPC. I mean, he's the doctor that saves you at the beginning, so I guess you had to give him a little bit better backstory. I will put him next to... I'll put him above Kellogg, because guess what? I'm biased. The Fall of New Vegas channel is biased. Are you surprised? You're silly. You're silly. I'll put Jason Bright, like... I actually don't feel much for Jason Bright. He wants to get into space. I'll put him next to the fucking Vault-Tec rep. He wants to go into space because it's the great beyond and like radiation and everything like that. Interesting looking of a character. Don't care much about him. He kind of just doesn't fit in with the rest of the game. He kind of feels like a character you would meet in either Fallout 2, it's like a random encounter, or like a funny gag character in Fallout 3. It just doesn't fit at all in New Vegas. It's really weird. That whole quest, I like it, but it's a really weird vibe. Jeannie Mae Crawford. She looks like a girl that I went to fucking high school with a bigger ass forehead. Because of that, she's going to like, I guess above Preston Garvey. I don't know what to say. Legate Lanius. I shall pin you to the walls of the dam as you watch the West burn. Putting him in a good solid A. I'm gonna put him right above. Yeah. Not because I'm biased for New Vegas, but because I don't want to be biased, because it's unfair to put a main character up this high. Because it's like, dude, they can be good depending on how you write them. You, the player. But like Lanius is actually a very interesting boss fight, and I know the meme of just 100 speech and get him to run away is the gag, but he gets referenced a lot in this game by NPCs or the radio talk show hosts and a whole spew of other things. And when you meet the man himself, it's really interesting because it talks about how he has like scars on his face, but you can take his helmet off and his face doesn't look scarred at all. So like, is that a lie? Is it just because the game wasn't fully finished because there's a lot of cut content? The backstory like Lanius and the meeting the man himself is a disappointing. He is a hard boss fight if you're playing in the base game. And he has one of the more interesting conversations in the game, as every Fallout main boss should. It's just tradition at this point. He's going to be the one that you're going to be facing 3 times out of 4. So he had to be a lot more better than General Oliver. What the fuck? So I'm really glad to see him. I'm glad to see him to be up this high. It's not S. Why? I don't know. I mean, like Frank Horrigan, you get to see earlier in the game. The Master is the leader of the faction. I mean, that's why Caesar's up there, but you get to meet Caesar just like that. He does show up at the end of the game. You only see him at the end of the game, so I think that like it falters it just a little bit. Ah, Mr. Edwin House. He's what is he like fucking 5 years old now at this point, 2 or 3? He's officially born. Mr. House. I really like Mr. House. At this point, I think I am a staunch Mr. House supporter for Fallout New Vegas. I think that's who I usually side with now. Would I side with him in real life? I don't think I would side with anyone. If you really had to ask, like, hey, Mr. Carrot Cake, if you got to side with anyone in real life, who would you side with? I don't know. I don't think I would want to be involved. I guess realistically, I would go with NCR, but I fucking hate the NCR. It's just be like I think they're the best chance we got kind of deal. But Mr. House, I mean, he gets results, and not like the Legion where he does fucked up shit. He just gets results. He's just that very libertarian, like, hey, don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you. But he got Vegas running. He can make it, if you give him the chance, he can make it better. And I really like the meme where it just becomes the Outer Worlds or Outer Wild. The Outer Worlds? Yeah, Outer Worlds. That shitty Obsidian game they made recently. That's the Mr. House ending. Where just they go to space as Mr. House said he would in New Vegas, and they make colonies or anything like that. But it's because I don't believe that the Yes Men ending is actually truly good for New Vegas. It is good in a moral standpoint, if you are morally good, because everyone's truly free. But Mr. House, I feel like, would actually be a more safer, smarter, secure option for an independent Vegas, even if his style of being an autocrat, as he says, may not meld well with people. But this is the wasteland, motherfucker. Democracy doesn't live. The NCR says they have democracy. That's an oligarchy with Brahmin barons, bro. No. I think Mr. House is the best choice, especially since he'll be a leader that actually does not die from a tumor or just old age. That's all I have to say. No Bark Noonan. Oh, this is the chosen one from Fallout 2, right? That's what you guys say. He's crazy. He's certainly crazy. It's Prim Slim. Is that Snuffles? Hell yeah, Prim Slim and Snuffles, the dynamic duo, those rapscallions. Why the fuck is Sunny Smiles here? Everyone loves Sunny Smiles. Everyone wants to have her be a companion. Everyone wants to romance her. Because of that, you guys are getting her to be fucking... There we go. D tier. Blah. Fuck you. Oh, great. Courier. The Courier 6. I will put them, I guess, slightly above Lone Wanderer because they just get more options with the skill checks. I feel like that's fair. Slightly above the Lone Wanderer. Unless you do the Lonesome Road DLC, the best you can get for backstories of these characters is certain dialogue options. You could talk to some characters and maybe reference that you actually went to Montana. Had a pregnancy scare if you're a woman. Or even went to New Reno. But you're also half amnesiac where you could pick and choose. Because I imagine... I mean, you could argue both ways. Where if you chose that dialogue that you've been to New Reno, means you canonically said you've been to New Reno. But if you don't choose it, then you can headcanon saying like, oh, since I didn't choose it, I actually didn't go there. But it depends. I don't know. The Courier's backstory is a thing. Especially with Lonesome Road. My mic moved. Especially with Lonesome Road with the Ulysses and Hopeville. But even then, that's not much to go off of, because you were just a courier delivering a package there, and that was it. And apparently you are a powerful character, as you've been around a lot. Like, maybe even to Texas. You've been around the block. And I kind of like the less is more approach, too, with the courier. All the dialogue options, all the perks you can get, really fleshes out the character. It's one of the few games that isn't an isometric RPG that does a lot with that character, and I feel like that's one of the big perks of why people still talk about New Vegas to this day. It's just the amount of options you can have as a player to talk, do your thing. That's much I'll say as a New Vegas Glazer. The King. Hey, I'm an Elvis impersonator. I'm like the Tunnel Snakes. but actually more fleshed out. But the thing is, the kings aren't as cool as the tunnel snakes. So you're gonna put me above probably no bark. I'm on a probably above no bark. Hey, there we go. Here's our best boys. Victor and Yes Man. I'll put them atop of B. It's funny that a lot of robot characters are atop of B. God, I'm sorry. This video is probably way too long, but this is the entire tier list, okay? God, S plus is just memes. It's so funny. God, it's random characters. You can't judge me. It's, oh, Jesus Christ. That's the fucking video. Here's the last tier list, guys. You guys really like tier lists. I don't know why. This is the last one.